Hello again, and I have another set of water decals to show you from Nicole Diary. And as the introduction of my video says, I'm going to show you how to do an easy patchwork now using water decals. I have done this before, and excuse the noise while I quickly open this. Patchwork nails are one of my all-time favourite looks. And I've just pulled that sheet off because it's stuck to the bag. But anyway, we'll leave that off so you can see that these ones are more individual water decals than the previous Rainbow Gradient Fall Nail. There's some gorgeous butterflies that are absolutely detailed. And over here, and when we come down the bottom, it's this row here and this row here that I'm going to use to do my patchwork design. I'm going to use some other pastel polishes, which at the moment I haven't sorted out, so my bad for that. I have, however, got my nails painted with 2 coats of white, and that is completely dry. Please excuse my finger there if you can see it. I was playing with my kitten, rubbing my hands along the floor, and she swiped and she caught my finger the other day. It's a lot better than it is, or it was, but yeah, that's why that's there. So I'm going to sort out my pastel polishes and then I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, I've sorted out my pastel polishes from Outdoor Girl, and I've cut the selection of decals that I'm going to use into their individual pieces. So now I find when using decals to do a patchwork look, the easiest way to do this is to apply the decals to your nail first. So I'm just going to get some tissue here just to mop up the water. And I'm going to place the decals on my nails first, and then I'll paint round them with the polish. So, sorry for being a bit off camera there. Where are we? There we go. So we'll just dunk this in the water. And I find, as this is the last set of the decals from Nicole Diary, as you can see, they're on a clear transparent backing, so they don't take any colour in. They don't take long on in the water. They have a nice amount of slide, if you can see me moving that there, for you to position into place. You can stretch them smooth like that. So without boring you doing all of these, I'm going to go again off camera, place all the decals on my nails, and then I'll come back and show you how I polish round them. And I'm back, and as you can see, hopefully if it focuses, that's how I applied each of the decals on my nails. And I've got my trusty little pot for my polish. And I've got all my polishes open. I've got a small brush just in case, but normally what I do, if I can, is I just take the majority of the polish off of the brush, and then I will just paint, hopefully I'm in focus there, I will just paint a section very carefully with the actual polish brush. Like that. Now because these square parts have like stitching on them already, I didn't really want to paint over that, so I'm just going as close as I can to it. So it obviously will leave the white showing through, but that's not a problem. And again, I might just have to blob a bit of polish on there, and then use the brush just to fetch it in. It doesn't matter if the polish is mixed together, just as long as you get them where you want them, like that. Sometimes if they do, I mean, I will try and mix that together because it does act a add to the final effect. That's the words I'm looking for. Like that. I think my flush is too bright. Yeah. We're a little bit too bright. I do apologise for that. But I'll carry on anyway, and hopefully you can get the gist of what I'm doing. Let's go for a bit of peachy peach. Go this side. Now obviously this is a little bit smaller this side. And then one more colour. I'm thinking green. That's blue. There's the green. I'm sorry about that, my camera cut out, but I'm back. I've turned off my flash and put on my light, so hopefully you can see that better. I wasn't aware the camera had gone off and I carried on, but you can see how I've been painting around them with the polishes. So I'm going to continue and do the last two. I've zoomed you in a little bit, so hopefully you can see that a bit better. So I say it's another good way to use decals. Can be as creative as you like with patchwork. That's the one good thing. And as I said, I find it easier to apply the decals first, because obviously if you paint the splodges of colour, as I like to call them, you've a chance that you won't leave enough room for the decal to fit. Let's just clean that up there, nice and easy. Let's go for a bit of green. Also, you don't have to use pastel colours. This is just down to me because of obviously the pastel gradient in the little squares. And we need one more colour. What do we think? Purple, because blue in that bottom one. Now, this is going to be a bit tricky with this brush, but I'll try my best. As I said, it doesn't matter if you paint over some of the existing colours because it all adds to the final effect. So that's that one done, and now just the pinky. So it's such an easy look to create. And don't worry about the polish that I'm getting on my skin because I'm cleaning it up straight away. I'm not even giving it a chance to dry. And because they're pastel colours, it's so easy. I know I said I've got my little brush there. I could use a smaller brush, but I do personally find it easier to use the actual polish brush. I find that you get a smoother application of the polish, to be truthful. And we'll put a bit of pink on the tip, just coming down there. Obviously, start that again. Obviously as well, you do want a polish that has quite a bit of high pigmentation, so you only need the one coat. You could go over this twice, but obviously right, we're going to have to put a blob there and very carefully drag that through. yeah, as I say, you could go over it again if you wanted to, but obviously you have a chance then of making the nail a little bit uneven because the polish will be a little bit bumpy. So there, that's all that done. One final clean up. So that's that part of the design done. So that's the water decals on, the random gaps filled with some polishes, and we'll let that to dry a little bit, and then we need to come back and finish this off. Now I don't top coat this until I've entirely finished. I find it easier where the colours have merged to actually paint over the little stitch lines, and for that I'm just using some black acrylic paint that I got from my local pound shop, and I'll be using my Bowen detail brush, if you can see that there. So I'm just going to wait for these to dry, and while I'm waiting for these to dry, my words are not coming out today. While I am waiting for these to dry, I'm going to tidy up these polishes and then I'll come back. Okay, and I'm back for the final time, and I have my brush. I've got my little pot of water, and I'm just going to dip my brush in the water, mop off the excess. I've got my black acrylic paint here. I'm just going to touch into it. Now this is quite a runny acrylic paint, so it doesn't need to be watered down. And then all I'm going to do, actually I might zoom you in a bit, bear with me. Here we go. Hopefully that's still in focus. Where the colours have joined, I'm just going to very lightly, and it doesn't matter how they come out. You could have thick, wonky, but I'm just going to put some stitch lines like so. And what I might do as well is, because obviously this has already got stitch lines down it, but this one here hasn't, so I'm just going to put a couple down there, maybe one there, like that, and there is our scruffy patchwork. So I'm going to finish all of those. You can make some longer than others. You can just add a few in different directions. It doesn't matter if they're thick, thin, go a bit wispy. That doesn't matter at all. It just adds all to the effect, because obviously the word patchwork, it just means that it's not perfect. It just all adds to the effect of the final look, which I find looks better. Oh, my words today. I find looks better with a matte top coat. Just the last few. Got a bit too much paint on my brush there. I'm hoping I'm still in camera view. I'm sorry if I went out of frame there. It does get a lot trickier as you come to the smaller nails. And there we go. I am thinking though, just putting the one or two around these ones. Try and go in between the coloured stitch lines. We could totally ruin this here, or it could add to the effect if we go a bit thinner, maybe not as thick or dark as the black paint. That maybe looks a bit grey. What do we reckon? Have I just ruined it? Possibly not. And I can see where I've missed one, and that was by looking in my camera to make sure I was still in focus. Totally missed this top bit here. And we're just going to carry on. I've taken the majority of the paint off of the brush, so it's more a light greyish type colour, just to add some around those parts. Don't need to add too many, just so it adds to the effect. And there we go. One easy patchwork now with water decals. And all they need now is a matte top coat, which I will apply and add the photos at the end, because this video has gone on for a bit longer than I was expecting it to, and I apologise for that. But as always, you can find all the photos at the end and in my blog post, which will all be linked down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And I'll have other pictures as well using some of these other decals over on my blog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, you take care. Bye.